Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no. I know I say this all the time, but you guys are the best fans ever. You guys are the best fans ever because you love Descendants and Zombies so much. And because I realize that, it has become the greatest honor of my life to be in your presence every single night just after sunset, talking about Descendants and Zombies. You see the sun is officially set there in the background. I love recording videos in the nighttime because it helps me put my thoughts together for the people who love Descendants and Zombies so much. Because I realize that this galaxy is only so big, and somewhere out there tonight there's a girl who loves Descendants and Zombies who wants to find the best Descendants and Zombies videos that she can watch and subscribe to on YouTube. And unfortunately it's not happening for her because people aren't uploading Descendants and Zombies videos as often as they promise you they're going to upload them to their channels. There is no official Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel, only Disney Music. And I think that you guys have wanted the Descendants and Zombies podcast for forever now. What must feel like an eternity for many people. I know an eternity feels like forever. But I do my best to upload videos for you guys because I believe in forever existing. I believe in happily ever after existing. I believe in a chance at hope, and I believe in a chance at, being the best of friends for forever. Because if you can't be friends for forever, what's the point of ever existing? I think that friendships and loyalty to what you love are incredible, and I think it's an honor for me to just be here in your guys' presence talking about Descendants and Zombies. So every single time I record a video about Descendants and Zombies and I edit it and I produce the video and I upload it to this channel, I think about you watching the video and what you want to see while watching the video. I think it's forever and always been about a greater appreciation for Descendants and Zombies that a lot of people don't have. Now, I'm not talking about the fans because forever and always the fans have had a greater appreciation for Descendants and Zombies, and you guys have been persuading me to create a Descendants and Zombies show for you guys on YouTube for forever. A lot of girls used to show up at my door every year on Halloween dressed up as their favorite Descendants characters whom they felt inspired by, trying to get me to guess who they were. I had a whole lot of fun. Every year I'd meet a new Descendants character, and I think I've seen them all over the years. But the thing about Descendants characters is you draw so much inspiration from them. So should we be criticizing your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars? I don't think so. Should Ruby and Kylie be crying all the time because they can't make sense of their own life? I think God gave these girls voices to use, and if they can't use their voices to be heard and leave an everlasting impression on the people who love them so much, then it ever defeats the purpose of them, performing the way they have over the last decade, turning Descendants and Zombies into a global phenomenon, something that started as a whisper into such a huge sensation. The reason why it's a sensation is because you guys believe in it so much, and I know somewhere out there in this universe tonight there's a girl watching Descendants and Zombies videos and loves these videos so much, and that's why it gives me great honor and great pleasure to be here and to review everything Descendants and Zombies, because I really did love the relationship between Zed and Addison. Their story really set things in motion for the foreseeable future. If not for the impact and the impression they left on all of our hearts, Victor, Anoba, Malachi, Burton, and Freya Sky would not be here, and would not have been presented with the opportunity to carry on the legacy and the lineage of zombies. I thought that story was so beautiful, and I can never say enough nice things about these characters because they meant so much to everybody's heart. And I think a lot of people saw themselves in their own relationship and their own lives because of what Zed and Addison represented. And that's why Zombies became the #1 movie on Disney Plus and Disney Channel so quickly. It was like rapid fire. One moment, Descendants and Zombies premiered back in 2018, and instantly everybody fell in love with it because it was the first horror sci-fi musical Disney had ever attempted to produce. It was very different from High School Musical and Hannah Montana, or at least that's the vibe I got from it and the way I chose to perceive it, because I knew people were going to criticize it. It was one of those things you almost knew that was going to receive criticism for whatever reasons people felt the way they did about it without even giving it a chance. I go all the way back to the premiere of Don't Mess With Us and the Place to Be music videos because people were just looking and waiting for the opportunity to criticize something. And when the Place to Be music video and the Don't Mess With Us music video premiered, it gave them their chance. But we were able to shut down every critic and their opinion because nobody cared what a critic had to say, and we reviewed the Place to Be and Don't Mess With Us music videos the way they were meant to be forever and always reviewed. And I give you my word that if anybody's going to say anything nice about Descendants and Zombies, it's going to be this guy. I love the story of Zed and Addison. I loved how many chapters we saw. I loved how Addison was trying to struggle with her identity and trying to find her place in the world, struggling with an identity crisis, because We found out so much about her and how she just wanted to achieve acceptance. She didn't know what life was going to present her with, the opportunities she was going to be able to seize. She eventually went on to become a cheer captain. She went on to become one of the greatest cheerleaders of all time. Zeb went on to become one of the greatest football players of all time, which I don't think I ever will be. I've had stuff to do with the XFL and the NFL before, but in all honesty, football was never my favorite sport. But without saying that, notwithstanding that, I think that these characters have forever and always held a special place in our heart for how they've, been able to inspire us to become something greater, and far greater than what a lot of people expected us to be, because I know how it goes. I mean, a lot of people are faced with peer pressure, and we don't know what a girl might be thinking. We don't know what a girl's going through, because I can guarantee you there is somebody out there watching this video tonight that's just looking for inspiration and incentive. And I think that everybody who watches a Descendants of Zombies video is searching for answers to questions they don't know the answers to. And just because a girl like Meg Donnelly feels the way she does about life, and Kylie Contrell feels downhearted because of her boyfriend and how her political point of view has ended up in a conversation it doesn't even belong in because she can't make sense of the world she lives in, that doesn't make Kylie Contrell a bad person or be recipient of so many bad reviews. I think it's just people trying to find something to criticize. Perez Hilton and TMZ are websites that love to do this kind of thing. And I've seen people like Hilary Duff and Lindsay Lohan and Miley Cyrus suffer for forever over the years because of how Perez Hilton and TMZ felt about them. And it created a lot of controversy. It created a lot of rumors that were spun off of it. But I think the friendships that we saw from Kylie and Ruby and Kylie and Malia over the years, ever since the age of 9 years old, were incredibly beautiful, that were able to outshine any amount of criticism that these celebrities were being thrown away by Perez Hilton or TMZ.com, because not only that, we had the support of each and every one of you who made the Worlds Collide Tour stand out. It was a fantastic opportunity. I wish I would have been in the crowd to have the opportunity to crowd surf with you guys. You guys would catch me, right, if I crowd surfed during the Worlds Collide Tour. You guys would support me as your favorite Descendants character, because I've always wanted to be the prince in Descendants, and if not that, a CGI'd animal with a voice, like a horse or a cat, probably Red's pet, probably Red's best friend. I would be one of those adventurous, very brave kind of characters. I really do love sitting behind a microphone and bringing a character to life. That's why I say this. Because I think that if we're having Maximus seen in Tangled, I think we're seeing Olaf in Frozen, and I think we're seeing any CGI'd animal in Descendants, they should talk. That's why I really appreciated by Descendants 2 they gave the dog a voice after a magic spell had been cast on him, and he gained a personality just as fast as you can snap your fingers, because it made the movie feel so immersive and so appreciative to be a part of, and really more exciting, because I didn't expect the dog to have a voice. And I think that with my cool personality, I could lend a voice to a character that could really show a lot of prestige and a lot of honor to Princess Red. By the way, guys, I loved how they're referring to her as Princess Red. I really do, because I think that the Red character has always been associated with prestige and a lot of unpredictable moments that we've seen in Descendants: The Rise of Red, and so many unpredictable moments yet to come and be a part of. We have Ruby Rose Turner, who has parted ways with the franchise. I know how you must feel about that. If you're a fan of Ruby, my heart goes out to you, because my heart was broken when I found out that Ruby wasn't going to be a part of Descendants. Oh, I was crying for days, and I think that I haven't been able to sleep ever since I knew Ruby was not going to be a part of the Descendants franchise, because she had so much to offer and so much of a story left to be told. But even though her time with the Descendants franchise was very short-lived, I don't think one should close the book just yet on Ruby reprising her role, because I think the character Bridget, the young Queen of Hearts, had a very beautiful story and had so much fun bringing this character to life. Ruby really ran with this character. And the thing that I got from Ruby was the appreciation that was overflowing with emotion from Ruby. She was so excited to bring this character to life and be a part of a franchise she had grew up watching. And I grew up watching every franchise you could think of. Some franchises you probably don't even know about or ever heard of, like Sailor Moon, or Goosebumps, or Are You Afraid of the Dark, or Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. SpongeBob SquarePants was a big show that I was really a big fan of. And I remember all the girls that I went to high school with back in the early 2000s having SpongeBob SquarePants binders and Duotang folders and book bags, especially girls, because they love SpongeBob SquarePants so much. The reason why I love SpongeBob SquarePants so much, I used to watch this show by myself every night because he was so resilient. and he just wanted to be friends with everybody. No matter how annoying he was, he would come back every single time to Squidward wanting to be friends with him. And all he ever wanted to do was hold on to his friendship with Patrick, and they became the best friends ever, showing just how valuable friendship is and how it's really a commodity we should never take for granted. The thing about SpongeBob was he never quit on the people he loved. And I think that we draw that same kind of inspiration from Descendants stars in so many emphatic ways that we never give enough credit to or show enough appreciation for. But you guys really gave me a chance and presented me the honor of becoming your voice of Descendants to Zombies, and it's been an honor that I know I will never ever forget, no matter how long I have the opportunity to host this show, no matter where I go or what becomes of me, whatever comes my way. I want you guys to know that I am forever appreciative of being in your presence, talking about all things Descendants and Zombies. Do I think Seabrook was a cool name for a town where zombies and humans had to coexist, and then came werewolves by Zombies 2, aliens by Zombies 3? Many of us thought vampires were going to show up by Zombies 3 ever before aliens, and then aliens were going to be reserved for Zombies 4. And I don't know how you guys feel about alien abductions and this alien probe on the way to Earth to kill us all, but I'm pretty intrigued by this story because I've watched a lot of alien abduction shows. Now people just have no recognition whatsoever of being abducted by aliens. They can't remember where they were. They wake up the next morning all screwed up, all messed up. And I've been trying to get abducted by aliens for years, ever since at least the age of 14. I can't say I've ever succeeded in that, and I can't say that I don't believe in it, because I think anything is possible in this lifetime. And I think these stories that we hear about alien abductions all the time, and I remember watching a show called The Twilight Zone that used to air every morning at 1 a.m. every night, just after midnight. And I was so excited to watch it because every episode of The Twilight Zone was so cool. And shows growing up like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Are You Afraid of the Dark were so terrifying to watch because of just how fun it was to be excited and to be scared at the same time. All your emotions were kind of hitting you rapidly like rapid fire. I remember being a fan of everything, and I remember having a greater appreciation for being a fan of shows like Are You Afraid of the Dark because it challenged us, and it challenged our belief in the unknown. And I think that Zombies has really done that too in so many unique ways, because nobody ever thought a girl would hit it off with a vampire or a zombie and spend the rest of their lives together, which they had the opportunity to do, which was a beautiful climax for Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires to get to, because not only did we see Zed and Addison spend the rest of their lives together, but a passing of the torch moment, which we don't know what to expect from. We know that something's inside of this vortex, but the question is what is inside of that vortex, and that question will remain unanswered until we get to Zombies 5. It could happen in 2026, 2027, up as late till 2028 is being suggested. You know, even if it means 2028, I will forever and always be here out of love and support for your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars, and I give you my word, I will do right by them, and I will seek justification for them every single time. Because in order to talk about Descendants of Zombies, I think there's a greater appreciation to be had, and if you're going to talk about Descendants of Zombies, you really got to show up and be on point, and present a case and a point as to how you feel about Descendants of Zombies. Question: have you ever noticed how nobody tells you how they really feel about Descendants of Zombies other than, okay, the franchise is cool, I love this about the franchise, I didn't necessarily like this about the franchise? I think if you're telling everybody you're a fan of Descendants of Zombies, at least tell them why. Because there's a girl out there watching this video tonight who knows nothing, only she's a fan of Descendants of Zombies. And that's all she knows. So because that's all she knows, do you think she really wants to hear her favorite star, who could be Kylie Cantrell or Ruby, be criticized all the time? Probably you're a fan of Cameron Boyce, who you miss dearly. And I want you guys to know my heart goes out to you however you feel about Descendants of Zombies, and you're all right by me. Because there's nothing wrong with being a fan of Descendants of Zombies. There's nothing wrong with uploading 1,000 videos about Descendants of Zombies to a YouTube channel, which nobody else does or goes out of their way to do. I've just prided myself on doing it because I really do love talking about Descendants of Zombies and have a greater appreciation for what it means to each and every one of your hearts, because somewhere, somehow, you felt the part of something special because of Descendants of Zombies. And I'm here to tell you guys, I see nothing wrong with that. I have forever seen nothing wrong with that. And that's why I've been incredibly supportive of it. And whatever niche, came and went from Disney's doors, like High School Musical and Hannah Montana, we've seen the best of them come and go. But I think the same 4 or 5 celebrities is what is the majority of the conversation revolving around, like Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande. November's going to be a big month for Ariana because she's the voice of Melinda the Good Witch in Wicked for Good. And I've got my advance tickets for that. I have to be honest with each and every one of you because I'm feeling the same way Meg Donnelly is about these musicals like Wicked, and people like Sabrina Carpenter are feeling about it because they're so excited about it, and I can see why. because Ariana Grande's voice is just incredibly beautiful, and she has a way of singing everything and bringing everything to life. Ariana Grande is one of those stars that can sing anything. But that doesn't mean that Kylie Cantrell can't sing everything either, because I think Kylie Cantrell belongs in that same conversation. If a conversation can forever always happen about Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande, the same 3 or 4 celebrities, so too can it Kylie Cantrell. And I want Kylie Cantrell to know, or at least I would like for Kylie Cantrell to know, that she is doing a wonderful job inspiring millions of people and continuously touching hearts. And that's why I show up every day on YouTube with a new video about Descendants of Zombies for the fans who have forever and always had a greater appreciation for these franchises and what they meant to our hearts. Because I could be talking about anything. I could be on Twitch tonight streaming the latest episode of my adventures with Crash Bandicoot or Spyro the Dragon, but that just serves no purpose whatsoever. I think, yeah, there are girls out there that watch these videos who are fans of video games and probably want to play The Amazing Spider-Man or Batman or hear about my stories about playing video games and my obsession, which is really a passion. But I think out of everything you could talk about on YouTube, I think that if we devoted more time and dedicated more time to the passion that is Descendants of Zombies, which has really become a way of life for a lot of people, because I see it in YouTube videos all the time. You're so excited to show your collection of 10th anniversary dolls for Descendants, your original Descendants dolls. However you became a fan of Descendants of Zombies, you're excited to let the world know about it. As you can tell, I'm very passionate about collecting stuffies and Mickey Mouse merchandise and reciprocal lights and having a beautiful backdrop for a show, because I think it's all about your presentation. And I think if you're going to show up and talk about Descendants of Zombies, you really got to give someone a reason, and an emphatic reason at that, to hit your subscribe button. Because I've never wanted you to hit my subscribe button because of me. I've wanted you to hit my subscribe button because you were a fan of Descendants of Zombies. And I think that's emphatic enough. I don't expect anybody to hit my subscribe button because I never know how many people are going to watch my video every time I upload a video or how much of a reach each video is going to have. But somewhere, somehow out there tonight, there is a girl who loves Descendants of Zombies, and because that's all she knows, she deserves to be respected. She wants to feel as if she's a part of something special, and she can be a part of something special if she subscribes to this YouTube channel, because it lets me know that you forever and always love Descendants of Zombies. And if you don't subscribe, then that's cool too, because there are other people who upload Descendants of Zombies videos. If they have the same appreciation that I do, I can't promise you that because I can't speak for every other YouTube creator, but the way you have to perceive it is you come to a fork in the road every night that you watch a video about Descendants of Zombies on YouTube. What that fork means is one road points you to a YouTube channel that knows what he's talking about and appreciates Descendants of Zombies, that be it this YouTube channel, Jonathan Clarke on YouTube, will forever and always support your theories on Descendants of Zombies and loves hearing your predictions and thoughts, or a YouTube channel that pretty much is just filled up with obscurity and lies. And the path of obscurity is a very dangerous path to take because you never know how they feel about Descendants of Zombies or how they feel about you. And that's why I'd much rather you subscribe to this YouTube channel, because I will do your stars justification every single time and make sure they shine brighter than ever. Because somewhere out there in that constellation tonight, the words I love you are written, and the words I love you are forever and always existing and have been written for people like Ruby and Kylie to let them know everything is going to be okay. And if you look that much closer every single night at the constellations and the Big Dipper or what have you, or whatever constellation you're a fan of, because I know there are some astronomers out there that have a greater appreciation for this than I ever have. But I do know, while I don't have an extensive background in astronomy, every single night that you look at a constellation or look at the moon, somewhere out there tonight, there's someone out there that's saying they love Descendants of Zombies, and the words I love you have never been written more clearly for them to find. You may have to look a bit closer than others to find it, but I've always believed that, like Cloud said from Final Fantasy VII fame, everybody has a light. And don't worry, no matter what your circumstances or situation that have befallen you are, everybody has a light, and you will find yours. And that's exactly what I'm here to secure for your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars, to ensure they do find their light, and they do have a profitable future. Because a profitable future is guaranteed for Ruby Rose Turner, Kylie Cantrell, and Freya Sky. It's just about how they go about finding that light and securing it for each and every one of you. And you help them do that by your passion, your love and support, which I can never thank you enough for. Because every single time a girl hits my subscribe button, it lets me know she loves these videos. And she appreciates Descendants of Zombies. And the ones who don't, well, I can't really speak for them, because they have a different opinion. But that's what creates diversity, and the world can never exist without diversity. That's why the world spins on its axis, along with how a girl is the reason why the world spins on its axis every single day. You know, a girl just wants to make everybody happy, and that's all Kylie Cantrell has ever wanted to do, put a smile on everybody's face and have them draw inspiration from her singing, from her dancing, to be involved in the same line of work and be very passionate about what they believe in, whatever their dream is. And because a girl, all she ever wants to do is make somebody happy, I think that's cool. So if you want to make somebody happy tonight or tomorrow, I think you should take yourself up on the opportunity to do that and feel never more confident in being able to succeed in your dreams, because that dream is that much closer to each and every one of you. As I say, thank you so much for all the love and support you've shown this YouTube channel, and hopefully will continue to show for the foreseeable future, because there is a future for Descendants of Zombies, and one should believe that this story is far from over. And I say this because it really is far from over, especially with how you can't tell a story in 90 minutes and complete it. You don't really think you could tell a story in 90 minutes and complete it. You could, but have you really told a story that you feel appreciative of? I have my doubts about that. And I think that because Descendants of Zombies are so passionate about who and what they love, and they know everything there is to know about Descendants of Zombies, I think there is no greater way to show your appreciation for the stars you love, the moments that have been created, that we've shared together, we've laughed together, and we've cried about. I think there's a way to talk about something, but you have to talk about it with promise, because you have to realize that every single time you upload a video about Descendants of Zombies, you have to think about how the person feels that's watching your video and how passionate they are about Descendants of Zombies. And because I know you are very passionate about Descendants of Zombies, I may not know who you are, but I don't have to know who you are to know you're a great person. Because every single day a great person watches these videos. And I think that because your audience is 95% hardcore about Descendants of Zombies and never say die about Descendants of Zombies, have this never quit on you attitude, I think never enough thanks and never enough praise can be given and shown to the people who have made Descendants of Zombies a global phenomenon to this very day. It's been an incredible decade, a journey I will never ever forget. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your voice of Descendants of Zombies, and the cool thing is we will do this all over again tomorrow morning between 8:35 and 9:05 a.m., which I'm really intrigued by, and I'm really excited about, because life really is sweeter when all of us are. We just have to look a little bit closer to finding that reason as to why life is sweeter when we all are, and it's not really hard to figure out. All you've got to do is just be the exemplification of kindness and show that little bit of extra kindness to somebody in your life who needs it. And I think Ruby Rose Turner did a fabulous job of really putting that in perspective for a lot of people who became fans of Descendants of Zombies for the ever so obvious reasons. Again, guys, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your life, to have come into your life as Descendants of Zombies fans from all over the world. Continue to discover this YouTube channel and feel very passionate about Descendants of Zombies, because this has become the greatest honor of my life, and an honor I will never ever forget. They can give me any honor out there, but if there's one thing I want to go down in history for having been, I know I won't go down in history for being the biggest Hannah Montana fan, the biggest Selena Gomez fan, Demi Lovato fan, or a fan of the Jonas Brothers for sure, but there's one thing I'm sure about and confident about, is that I will go down in history for being one of the greatest fans of Descendants of Zombies to have ever supported this franchise. But I couldn't have done it without your love and support, which sometimes I can never put into words of how I feel about it, because honestly, guys, we would be here for forever, and I never prepare anything before I upload a video about Descendants of Zombies. But on this beautiful evening, I want you guys to know that you're looking at the same moon that I do, and I want you guys to know I love you very much for being fans of Descendants of Zombies. So continue to love and support Descendants of Zombies however you feel like it, and hold it forever and always close to your heart, because this story is far from over, and this is only just the beginning. And Kylie Cantrell has a very beautiful future in store for her, and one I'm incredibly excited and never felt more honored to be a part of, with each and every one of you, because we have a lot to talk about when it comes to Descendants of Zombies, and that makes me so excited for the future that's in store for each and every one of us. So if you have not subscribed or liked the video or shared it, you're probably going to want to think about doing that. Don't forget to ring my bell to stay up with notifications on everything happening on this YouTube channel. This is the unofficial Descendants of Zombies podcast on YouTube, the only unofficial Descendants of Zombies podcast on YouTube, with over 4,500 people subscribed to this YouTube channel. That is truly amazing. And over 75,000 channel views happening as of today. Guys, thank you so much. This has been a journey and a 10-year legacy I will never, ever forget, and one that I never, ever want to see its dramatic conclusion. I love how critics say dramatic conclusion, because it doesn't have to be that way. And if you believe this story is far from over, keep on believing that. Keep on holding on to that dream, because that dream is that much closer to you than you've ever realized. Guys, thank you so much. We will talk again between 8:35 and 9:05 a.m. tomorrow morning on a brand new episode of Jonathan Clarke Video Blogs, which you have been watching, and I've never felt more honored to be your host of. Guys, seriously, thank you so much, because kindness really does go a long way in this world, because life really is that much sweeter when all of us are. Thank you so very much.